Here's a special report now. Breaking news first exclusively from Blue Eye Media. Now here's Harry J. Sisson with the latest updates.
Folks, I am heartbroken by this news. I'm sure you've seen it by now. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele Reiner, were found dead in their California home last night. According to reports, there were multiple stab wounds on both of their bodies, and police are investigating it as an apparent homicide. And I was just devastated when I saw the news because Rob Reiner was such an amazing man, a caring person, a talented man, and someone who cared deeply about our democracy. And I had the privilege and the honor of speaking with Rob Reiner relatively recently and his wife in the past 3 or 4 months or so about Donald Trump, how we could collaborate as a country to push back against Donald Trump, how we can do better. And I was blown away by not only his care for me, but his care for his fellow Americans, his intelligence on the issues. And so this is incredibly sad. And, my thoughts go out to his family. But this was all made worse by the fact that so many MAGA fans online are celebrating this. They're applauding this. They're happy that this happened. And so I want to go over this story and then show you the reaction from MAGA, but it is genuinely sickening. So look, I just want to start here because I think this video really shows you who Rob Reiner was and how he really did care about American democracy. This was filmed during Donald Trump's first term, and I just want you to watch it.
I'm Rob Reiner, and America, we've got a problem. We've been attacked by a foreign enemy power, and our president refuses to defend us. Donald Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin one-on-one in a closed-door meeting with no aides present and no record of what will be said. Putin's government attacked our democracy by interfering in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump become president. That is not in dispute. It has been verified by all U.S. intelligence agencies, the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee, and the U.S. Justice Department. Trump and his campaign's conspiracy with Russia is the subject of a federal investigation. And yet Donald Trump refuses to meet with Robert Mueller, the prosecutor leading that investigation. Trump said he'd meet with anyone. He told us,
I'll speak to anybody.
But now he's backing out. If he has nothing to hide, why won't he sit down and answer Mueller's questions? What's he afraid of? In light of his meeting with Putin, it's more imperative than ever that we get that truth. Join me in demanding that Trump meet with Mueller and answer his questions. I'm Rob Reiner, and
he would do stuff like this all the time. He was very outspoken on the issues, and he wasn't afraid to get loud. And that was, that's what's so admirable about who he was. There's so many people in his same position that cower away. They don't want to be targeted by Donald Trump. He was not one of those people. And just for all the MAGA Republicans celebrating this, I want to show you this clip of his reaction to the murder of Charlie Kirk. And this tells you who he is and how he was a much better person than all of these MAGA freaks who are celebrating his passing.
When you first heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror. Absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, that the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful, and absolutely, she forgave his assassin. And I think that is admirable.
That's what he said about Charlie Kirk. MAGA is not giving him the same respect in light of his passing. And I can't say I'm surprised, but it doesn't take away how gross it is and the shock value that any human being, anybody, regardless of political fit, anybody would celebrate like this. And so let's get into it. This is a huge MAGA account on social media, constantly siding with Donald Trump, constantly defending the far right. And he posted this tweet from Rob Reiner back in 2022 saying, "Disinformation is the atomic weapon of our times. It is destroying democracy and is literally killing the unvaccinated." That's true. The truth has its hands full. And he said, "There's nothing sweeter than watching karma do its job." What do you even say? What do you even say to somebody who behaves in this nature? And what I found interesting about this person individual, this total loser, lowlife, who is so insecure and has so many problems that he has to behave like this online to make himself feel better. What I find interesting about him is that he was the same guy that following Charlie Kirk's death targeted Democrats who, or not even Democrats, just people online who were making fun of Charlie Kirk's passing or celebrating it or whatever. He was outraged at that, freaking out, saying they're cheering, celebrating death. If that doesn't prove their ideology is a cancer destroying society, nothing will. Then what does that say about him? Does that not prove that his ideology is destroying society? Does that not prove that his peers who are also celebrating this awful news are destroying society? The hypocrisy is astounding. The lack of human emotion for another individual is astounding. It is gross. It is gross. And let me just prepare you. There are many more examples like this. Here's an account that put together just a few of them. Here's one, Team MAGA Kim on social media responding saying, "Good riddance." Here's another one saying, "One less liberal." Good riddance. TDS or obesity. A fatal case of TDS, that is Trump derangement syndrome. Less hateful, lefty lunatics. Celebrating it. And I will say, I just want to pause that for the most part, this loser, this Dr. Simon Gadek guy, is one of the few MAGA influencers I've seen celebrating it because maybe perhaps they feel differently on a personal level, but they know how bad it would look publicly, but maybe they actually are very upset about it, and that would be great. But for the MAGA fans, it's a different story. For example, this guy says, "I'm so sick and tired of people having empathy for their enemies. It's a trait of conservatism to be the bigger person, and that's why they will never be able to defeat the left. And if you don't think these people aren't your enemy, well, then you either have zero situational awareness or you've been in a coma the last decade, just calling all Democrats their enemy and celebrating any passing of any Democrat." Here's another one. This is End Wokeness, that huge MAGA account. And they just said age of the victims, 78 and 68. Rob Reiner, 78 and 68. This was before the official confirmation. And while this account didn't say anything celebratory here, the comments are appalling. The comments are appalling. Let's just look at a couple of them. Quote, "The guy who made the documentary exposing Christianity for being too radical is now meeting the God of Christianity." First of all, misinformation off the wazoo. That's not the truth. But celebrating it again. This has 46 likes. There are 46 other people who agree with it. Here's another one. Another account, another right-wing account. "Well, if it is him, he is finally free from Trump's America. Glad he finally found peace." I'm like getting angry, honestly, while reading this. Here's another one, Terminal TDS, literally in response to this same tweet. And the final one I just want to show you, Ryan, a MAGA guy who actually follows me. And if he's watching, which I imagine he is, because these losers do, these losers stalk liberals. They just stalk them online, and that's all they do. What a total dweeb. What a total dork. Somebody who perhaps has major issues in his own life and is, again, taking it out on their other people. Maybe his wife left him and took the kids, and that's why he's online attacking people who just lost their lives. But he said, dang, sucks for him. Sad and pathetic man. I think if you're online celebrating the death of a man within 12 hours of his passing, then you are the sad and pathetic man. He'll never realize this. He's in his MAGA bubble and he thinks this is so funny and it's great and whatever, but a total loser. And look, I could say so much more about how appalling these people are, but I'll let you folks take care of that in the comments. But I'm just grossed out. And look, there are some great people out there. I don't want to finish the video by saying this. There are great people out there doing amazing things. So this video and the conversation we're having right now and the news just generally can be so depressing and make you cynical. And I get it. I feel like that sometimes. But I have to remember, and we have to remember, that there are great people out there. There are people like you at home who are fighting every day, informing yourself every day about the issues, about what Donald Trump is doing. And in times like this, when I see news like this, when I see MAGA celebrating it, some MAGA celebrating it, not all, but some, I think about you folks at home and how inspiring you are and the work you're putting in every single day. So I just wanted to finish on a positive note. I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment. Let me know how you think about everything here. But have an amazing rest of your day, and we will talk soon.
Follow Blue Eye Media for exclusive insights and breaking news sources from global-friendly outlets that you'll never get from the mainstream cable TV and antenna radio or satellite outlets. Learn how to play the flute of the world and learn the real facts.